All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Houston Rockets, the situation that's going on right now, or at least the situation that appears to be going on. Before we get into today's video, if you guys enjoy it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the algorithm. I gained like 30 subs yesterday, so it's just absolutely beautiful. You guys are awesome, man. I want to talk about the Houston Rockets tanking today. But really quickly, all the Discord stuff, if you want to join Discord, all my socials, my golf account, all that stuff is now in the bio, so check that out. Tonight's game is going to be pretty interesting because they play the Toronto Raptors, and the Toronto Raptors have been not really playing up to the hype that they, are used to. This is a championship contending team. They're a good playoff contending team at the very least, and well, on the season, they're not quite playing like that. So this game is going to be really interesting because first off, hopefully we're all aware of the 9-game losing streak that the Houston Rockets are on. We just played the Cleveland Cavaliers, who were on a 10-game losing streak. We're only about 35-40% of the way through the season, but those losses, like these games against lottery, the lottery games are huge. It's really important to lose those games. And you could kind of notice, a lot of people picked up on this in the game as well. Victor Oladipo, John Wall, these guys weren't really playing in crunch time. They didn't really play much in the second half. It's like their roles were kind of, they were much smaller. Like they didn't really have a big role at the end of the game or in the second half of the game. And it really makes you think because first off, or another reason is we played Jarrett Allen. And Jarrett Allen was a part of that 4-team trade for James Harden. Or the 4-pick trade, for James Harden. And we really need Jarrett Allen. Like, we need a big man so badly. It's not even funny. Like, it really is just becoming almost, it's like almost funny. That's how bad it is. It's so bad. Jarrett Allen put up like 25 points, probably more than 25 points, more than 16 rebounds. It was something like that. He just went completely off. He had 15 points, 9 rebounds in the first half. Jarrett Allen is a great NBA talent. He's on an expiring deal, so that's kind of the turnoff for a lot of Rockets fans. But I think what was really evident with just kind of the combination, everything that happened in the Cavs game with Wall and Depot not really playing much, and then Jarrett Allen just completely abusing our squad, it was kind of evident to a lot of Houston Rocket fans that they are in the start of a rebuild. 9 straight losses, like it's not going to be fun, but this is why it's really interesting because a rebuild's fine. We have good talent for the next couple of years, so it won't be a long rebuild. It would probably just be a 1-2 year rebuild for the Houston Rockets. Tank this season and then, get better next season. But this season, it's really important that the Rockets, if the Rockets were to commit to tanking, it's really important because our pick is top 4 protected. So unless we're in the top 4, bottom 4, we're not going to get that good pick. So that's kind of the risk you run in tanking. I mean, only 4, we really want to be in the top 4 this season. Top 4, and being in the bottom 4 of the record, it doesn't even solidify your spot. It's not, this isn't football. You don't get an automatic top 4 spot. So it's really important that they either just commit to losing these games or they try to figure something out because Christian Wood comes back in, it's February 26th. He said he's playing March 2nd, March 3rd against the Nets. That's less than a week away. So Christian Wood should be back in less than a week. Well, if they're so committed to tanking, I just don't see how we're tanking with John Wall, Victor Oladipo, and Christian Wood all starting. Like, that's good talent. We were one of the hottest teams for a brief time period right before this losing streak, right after the James Harden trade. We had the best defense in the league for a while. And when healthy, this Houston Rockets team is pretty good. So they need to either figure out the small ball BS crap because for some, like, it's never won an NBA championship, and D'Antoni is no longer an NBA head coach, so why are we still doing small ball? I don't really get it. But they've got a lot of important decisions to make because Christian Wood is only going to help us win games. Victor Oladipo, John Wall, they help us win games. As streaky as Oladipo's been in his time in Houston, hopefully he gets it going just for the sake of his career, but you got to think a guy like Victor Oladipo, it's only a matter of time before he starts to piece it together, especially with this new squad. If you're rebuilding, you can't have John Wall, Victor Oladipo, and Christian Wood all on the same team. So basically, I'm making this video because this is my opinion. I don't need it, but I would really prefer if the Houston Rockets just committed. And, you know, I'm not in like a particular rush because we've lost the last 9 games, and it's not like, you know, we're fine for right now. But after the trade deadline, we can't have our starting lineup cannot look this way after the trade deadline. I think every Rockets fan can agree. Whether it's Depot, whether it's Tucker, whoever it is, even if it's Wall, if they could figure out a way for that, if it's Gordon, no matter who it is, we need minutes freed up. We need minutes freed up for guys like Justin Patton, Kevin Porter Jr., hopefully KJ Martin, Mason Jones, Jayshawn Tate, Sterling Brown, David Nwaba. These are all good young players that we need to be finishing the season with regardless. And I trust Stone, I really do, because we're kind of at that point right now, we're in the middle where it just doesn't make any sense. It's like, all right, cool, you got KPJ, that was a great move, but then you waive Boogie, don't even try to trade him. First off, you guarantee his contract, then waive him. And it's kind of confusing, man. So it really, really, after the Boogie waiving and Silas comes out and says, we want to get smaller and we want to get that's the bad part. We want to get smaller. We want to get more athletic. We want to get younger, but we want to get smaller, which makes no sense unless you're tanking, because guys like Jared Allen, they're going to help us win basketball games. Guys like DeMarcus Cousins, they're going to help us win basketball games, but the Rockets can't get stuck in that middle. Like, we don't want to be in that middle where it's like, all right, we don't want those guys because they're not helping us win. They're not what we want. But why are guys like PJ Tucker, like, why are they part of the future? Why is Victor Oladipo part of the future? So, and I have nothing wrong with any of those guys, but I just want them to not be stuck in that middle ground where it's like we still have the starting lineup. None of the young guys are going to be able to get good minutes towards the end of the season, and we go into next season hopefully with a top 4 draft pick. But say we don't go into next season with the top 4 draft pick, we don't make any moves before the deadline. Thank goodness we have all this cap space, all these picks, all this flexibility. So even the worst case isn't really that bad of a worst case scenario, but obviously we're all kind of rooting. I feel like most Rockets fans actually now are rooting for Victor Oladipo and or PJ Tucker to get traded, because these minutes, they just need to be freed up, guys. We need these minutes to be freed up later on in the season. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I can't wait for KPJ to come back in about 10. I don't know how the month of February works, but I think he'll be back in like 10 days. He'll be back March 6th. So I'm looking forward to that. But we played the Raptors tonight, like I said, and it's not that, you know, a loss here, 10 straight, it's not the end of the world, but I definitely want to end this losing streak. Tanking or not, I just don't want to be losing all these games in a row. I want one good win, and I hope it comes tonight. I really do. Even if we are tanking, I just want to win, man. We're in the middle stage. It's just, we're waiting for Stone to do something, and a win would really help us. It would really help out the morale, I would say. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys later.